everyone. I'm Sister Evona de Silva, belonging to the congregation of the Franciscan Hospital Sisters of the Immaculate Conception. I'm grateful to God for the best gift received from Him, my religious vocation. I'm privileged to be here to share my experience of 12 years as a religious. I'm blessed to be the bride of Christ because He chose me out of my nothingness. God never sees how rich or poor we are, but He sees the disposition of heart. God does not see our ability, but our availability. He works in our lives beyond human understanding. Yes, I never knew what God's plan was for me. I only knew that I wanted to be someone different. My mother brought us up in a God-loving and God-fearing way since I lost my dad at an early age. She encouraged us to go for Mass daily, and very often she would share with me her God experience, especially about praying the Rosary. But I had no desire, not even a thought, to be a nun. One day, during the Angelus, my mother prayed, "Dear God, you have given me 4 children. If you wish, please take one of them to work in your vineyard." When I heard this prayer, I said, "I'm sure this is not for me because I'm the only daughter. God may call one of my brothers, as there are 3 of them." She would pray this prayer very often, and I never knew that, like Jonah, the Lord would fall on me. As I grew up, 2 things would come to my mind repeatedly. First, my mother's prayer, and secondly, the presence of the sisters of Handmaids of Christ who came to serve Mass and teach catechism every Sunday in our chapel at Kurpavadam. The first time when I saw them, I felt, yes, I want to be different like them, but I never expressed my desire to anyone. In my 10th standard, many sisters came to speak to us, and I would say, yes, I want to become a sister. But since I had no further contact with them, that would be the end. But God had His own time and an unique plan through which He surprised me. Every Friday in the evening, we have an adoration after the Holy Mass. It was 2nd February, a day dedicated to all the consecrated men and women. I had no idea about it. I only remembered Father praying for all the priests and religious during the adoration. At one moment, when it was all silent, I heard so clearly, but very gently, calling out my name, Evona. For a moment I thought my friend called me out, but no, she was praying. Then I recalled and was so certain that it was the voice of a man. But still, after the adoration, I asked my friend, "Did you call me during the adoration?" And she said, "What? Why would I call you during the time of prayer?" I didn't. After this experience, I tried to figure it out whether it was Jesus who called my name. I was all confused, but I kept on thinking about it. But later, I got busy with my studies and forgot about it. But God never forgets, especially those whom He calls. He comes in search of us again and again. Then I was in 12th standard. Some of our sisters came to give us talk in our college at St. Andrew's Vasco, and as usual, I wrote, "Yes, I want to be a sister." I never knew anything about the congregation, but soon after the exams, Sister Maria Zin, one of our sisters, came to my house. She assured me that I will pass in the examination. God is with you. Finally, I got good results, but I was not yet sure of joining, for I was confused because I could not decide on my own. But after all this, I told my mother, I am going to become a sister. She was so excited and happy, for God had heard her prayer. On 8 June 2008, I joined the congregation of the Franciscan Hospitaller Sisters of the Immaculate Conception. Everything was new for me, but deep in my heart, I knew that God would never leave me. During the time of formation, I got to know more about our congregation, which was founded on 3rd May 1871 in Portugal. The life of our founders, Father Raimundo dos Anjos Beirão and Blessed Maria Clara, was so inspiring to me that very often I would think, after being from noble and rich families and having everything, how could they live this life of luxury and embrace a life of poverty and simplicity? They chose the Franciscan spirituality under the patronage of Saint Francis and Saint Clare of Assisi. At that time, due to pandemic of yellow fever and cholera, many people lost their lives. Children became orphans. Many were left by the roadside. There was no one to look after the sick and the elderly. At this point of time, our founders, moved with pity and compassion, took care of them. Father Beirão said, treat the elderly as your own parents and treat the children as your children. Our foundress, Blessed Maria Clara, had to suffer a lot, but her trust in God was unshakable. So she would say, nothing happens in the world without divine permission. Today, I am very happy to see the same charism of hospitality lived out by our sisters with joy and simplicity throughout the world. Here in India, we have 2 provinces doing the same mission of our founders, taking care of the special children, the sick and the elderly, the orphan children, helping the people in the remote areas and educating the children in the schools and doing good wherever there is any good to be done. In my 12 years of religious life, I have received lot of blessings and I've experienced deep joy in my heart. Lastly, a word to all the parents. Please help your children to discover and nurture the seed of their vocation. And you young ones, may God's grace help you to discern and respond to God's call. God really needs you. Thank you.